Welcome to Astrology with Hana. I am Hana, evolutionary astrologer. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you've missed my latest videos about Saturn going direct and Mercury going direct, don't forget to check out the comments. I'll have the links there for you. But let's talk about Venus entering Sagittarius. This is happening on November 30th. Venus leaves the deep waters of Scorpio, the realm of emotional truth and intimacy and vulnerability and shadow excavation, obsessions, that raw underbelly of our desires and fears and limitations. It's a lot of work. Scorpio brings a lot of work. And now Venus is getting her wings back. She steps into Sagittarius, and you're going to feel the energy shifting. There were a lot of planets in Scorpio that are now one by one moving into Sagittarius, and now is Venus' turn. How long does this last? Think about now, so on November 30th, all the way to December 24th. This is when Venus moves into the following sign, the sign of Capricorn. And that's going to shift the tone again. So, Sagittarius, expansion, freedom, exploration, fun, joy, optimism. When Venus was in Scorpio, it was all about depth, intimacy, shadow work. And now we're moving into this wild horse energy that Sagittarius brings. So it's about meaning. It's, you're going to feel this desire for adventure, for wisdom, for bigger perspectives, and not wanting to be confined. So December is a month with this heavy Sagittarius sky. It's a month to reconnect with what inspires you and say yes to new experiences. This in our relationships, think about Venus speaks so much about our relationships and partnerships. It's a time to kind of let our relationships breathe a little bit and have fun together, explore different cultures, philosophies, horizons, restaurants, like bring the fun back again, letting love feel like fun. So this is a great time for booking travel, to start a new class, to start a new course, something that feels that's opening your horizons, that's giving you a higher and deeper sense of meaning. This is a great time to meet people from different backgrounds and explore things that ignite you, things that are exciting for you. So that could be in the spiritual realm, this could be astrology, this could be, a course that you've been wanting to take, something that you've been wanting to learn. This is the moment because Venus is not only our relationships with others and letting those relationships, like bringing new air into these relationships and fun and joy and yeah, and laughter, but also the relationship we have with ourselves. So also bringing fun and joy and laughter and optimism and a deeper meaning and, to infusing those things into our relationship with ourselves. So it's like opening our hearts in a bigger way, not just for others, but for ourselves too. So Venus is also about money, finances, investments. This gets interesting because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is all about expansion. It's all about abundance, optimism, but sometimes excess. So during this transit, you may notice that you're feeling a little less conservative with money and spending more money, being willing to take more risks, spending more freely, ignoring the price tags because something feels very exciting, and really investing in things that expand your mind, expand your future, your horizons. So this could be spending money on travel, on education, on courses, books, retreats, spiritual growth, any sort of new experiences or new adventures. Maybe this new adventure is across the ocean. Maybe this new adventure is just in a different neighborhood. But Sagittarius says go beyond what you know. Invest in your growth. So this is great because it is a time, the universe, the sky with this Venus and Sagittarius is saying to spend money on our vision, to spend money on our dreams and what inspire us and what opens our mind and accelerates our path. This is exactly what we need to do right now. But the caution is because anything in Sagittarius can't go a little too far. So also be mindful of overspending, of stretching yourself financially and taking unnecessary risks. It is about taking risk, but also remember that right after Sagittarius, Capricorn comes, and Capricorn is going to bring the spreadsheets and it's going to see if if we've made too many extravagant choices in Capricorn, we might have to deal with the consequences of that. So take risks, yes, but also be cautious. You do your budgeting, see if it's too much, see if your bank account can really can really sustain that. And there is something in Sagittarius that because we're taking a risk, there's that optimistic vision of the future where we think that future abundance may cover the present choices. So it's a lot of trusting luck instead of having a strategy. So remember, when Venus enters Capricorn on December 24th, we're also going to see a stellium of planets in Capricorn, and that's going to be the reality check, the consequences, the spreadsheets. So, is it really sustainable? So be mindful of that. So while Venus is in Sagittarius, dream big, expand, invest in your vision, but also stay conscious and ask yourself, is this aligned with where I want to go? Does this actually support my long-term goals? And is this about growth or is this, a little bit of escapism too? Can be both, but be mindful, be cautious, and stay conscious. And in terms of relationships, again, bring freedom, adventure, honesty, playfulness, shared meaning. And when Venus and Sagittarius, we want relationships that feel inspiring and uplifting and expansive. So it's about where we're going together. Do we share a vision? And does this relationship support my growth? Right? So you might feel that need for space a little bit more, not about disconnecting, but that space where you can, maybe less intense and less controlling and less dependent and more, more curious about the world, more, let's do something together. Let's go on an adventure together. So it's that deeper, like Venus and Sagittarius really teaches us that love is not ownership. Love is movement. Love is growing together. Love is, walking side by side towards a horizon and not holding someone in place, not limiting them. So there could be a lot of questions about that. If you're feeling limited, if you're feeling like your relationship, your love life, if there's relationships in your life that are stalling your growth, that might come through during this transit and being less willing to put up with it. Now, what are the shadows? What are the shadows in relationships that could happen? Glossing over problems, avoiding difficult emotional conversations and really deal with the problems. And a lot of idealism and be careful not to make promises too quickly. The promises that we make during a Venus and Sag can be a little too fast, too furious. There could also be a tendency to run away when things are getting too serious or feeling too serious when when there are problems, kind of like, okay, instead of dealing with this, I'm going to travel to the other side of the world type of thing. So check in with yourself. Am I seeking freedom? Am I, what is the fine line between freedom, expansion, growth, and avoiding vulnerability and avoiding dealing with the the more serious, more, not as fun parts of life and relationships and so forth. So the gift of this transit, honesty, liberation, opens our hearts, and life feels meaningful, expansive. And we're willing to take chances. So when you're doing this with a partner, when you're doing this in your relationships, it can really be taking chances together, traveling as a couple, reconnecting with your partner in all sorts of fun ways, and laughing together and enjoying life together, whatever that means for you, and walking hand in hand in this path of life together, and helping to expand one another, helping open each other's minds. So it's love, Venus and Sagittarius teaching us that love has to feel meaningful, love has to bring growth, and love wants to see beyond what it knows and what it feels. It just needs to be more and higher and better. So, where is Venus and Sagittarius in your birth chart? Check that area, check that house. This is where you're receiving those blessings. And where there is that tendency of too fast, too furious, too, and overspending as well. And if you don't know where Sagittarius is in your birth chart, just go to my website. You can cast your birth chart for free. And then wherever you see Sagittarius, this is where this Venus will be for you. So if you enjoyed this video, give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Share this video with someone that you think that might benefit from these insights. And thank you for being here. I will see you next time.